Okay, so this lesson I'd like to show you how to solve percentage problem using the unitary methods. Alright, now firstly you need to understand what is a unitary method. A unitary method is finding the value of 1 unit. This is really important. Understanding finding 1 unit. And then we use this information to answer the question. Okay? Alright, so let's have a look at the first question here. If 8% of amount of money is $48, so 8% is 48, what is the full amount? So how do we do this question here? We can set up the question like this, like the flow chart. If we know that 8% is equivalent to $48, then what we can do is to find out what is 1%. Now remember, 1% means, we need to work out the unitary method, like what is 1% of the total amount, and then we can change 1% to 100%, simply times the number by 100. Right, so the step is like this, right? 8% is equivalent to 48. We divide it by 8, then we get 1%. All right, and then we can divide 8 on the right-hand side, so we get $6 from $48. So now we know that 1% is $6, or 1% is equivalent to $6. So then what we need to do is to find the full amount. All we need to do now is to times 1% by 100, we can get 100%. And then on the right hand side, we'll do the same thing, times $6 by 100, we'll get $600. So then the full amount will be $600. Okay, so this is the work, the work you need to do. Now, obviously, when you do the calculation, you don't need to show this amount of working. All right, all you need to do here is to change that $48 divided by 8, so we can find 1%, and then we times by 100. If you find this way it's a little bit confusing, well, you can actually set up your working out like this. So you start from 8%, which is equal to 48. You divide it by 8 both sides, you get 1%, and then 1% is equivalent to $6. So therefore, the 100% is equal to $600. All right, let's start with another question. Okay, let's do another one. Second question here. If 11% of the bill was $77, then how much is 25% of the bill? All right, so very similar to the one we did before. 11% of the bill was 77. We need to find out 1% of the bill, and then we can work out, 100% or 25% or any given percentage of the bill. All right. So the first step here is 11% is equivalent to 77. So what you can do is you can calculate what is 1%. So 1%, we divide 11 by 11, so we get 1%. So we get, we're going to divide 77 by 11. That gives us 7%. And once we get to 7%, then we need to work out what is 25%. And all we have to do is simply times 7 by 25. Then you should be able to work out the answer. That's called a unitary method, because once you find out what is worth of 1 unit, then you can simply times by 1 unit amount by the required amount, and you get to the final answer. All right, so $7 times by 25 is 175. Okay, right. Times by 25, 175. Yep, that's correct. So 25% of the bill will be 175. All right. Now, if the question asks you, what is or how much is 100% of the bill? All right, then though your working out is going to be the same. Once you get 1% is equal to $7, then you can convert that into 100% is equal to $7 times by 100, which gives you $700. Okay, that's called a unitary method. All right, I would like to do one more. Example 3. All right, so the next question here is a pair of shoes shoes has been discounted by 20%. All right, so you know that 20% off. All right, this is the discount. And then the question says if the sale price, so after discount price, is $120, then the question asks you what is the original price? All right, what was the original? What was the original price, all right, of the shoes? All right, so how do we do that? Well, if you first look at the question here, a pair of shoes has been discounted by 20%. That is a discount. And then sale price is $120. So discount by 20% means you don't need to pay that 20%. You only need to pay 80% of the price. All right, so your working out would be 80% of the price now is equivalent to $120. We need to work out 100% of the price, which is the original price, right? So that's really easy now, all right? We need to convert that into 1%. So we can divide it by 120 by 80, okay? And then we can convert that into 100%, which is the final amount. So divided by 80 and then we times by 100. And after that, you can use your calculator to do the calculation. That becomes $150. All right? That's the way to do the question. Really easy. So this is problem solving involving unitary methods and using equations. I believe this is one of the easiest way to solve questions, just simply using the unitary methods. There's another method which is called ratio methods, where you can actually set up an equation, form an equation to solve the problem. But, you know, you don't really need to use that method there. That's much easier to deal with. Okay? Hopefully you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you.